Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here in the bathroom. I'm going to get ready for a little date with my best friend. I feel like it has been a little while since we've had a conversation, so get your snacks because I need to tell you all what I've been or what has happened in the recent past, what we've been up to. Okay guys, so I came back with my eyebrows prepped so that we could have this conversation because the beginning of January, well, January started with me having to have Coreen do her dental surgery. Um, that in and of itself was an experience because she was emotional, I was emotional, and we were both emotional 5 weeks. And but she is doing like much better. Um, so let me just walk you through that process. Well, you would know that, well, I would have said that we were raising funds for Coreen to have her surgery done, to remove, she had really bad gum disease, and we needed to remove her teeth so that her gums could get healthy again. So right now I'm really debating whether I want to do eyeshadow or not. Like, it's really not necessary because it's really not necessary, but like I feel like I want to do eyeshadow. Anyways, something very light, very light, Caroline. So yeah, so the conversations coming up to the actual date of the surgery were like, Coreen, you have gum disease, and I really need for you to have surgery done on your teeth so that you can have healthy teeth again, right? That was literally the conversation. And for the most part, I believe she 100% understood what let me not say for the most part, she understood what was being said to her, right? We would have spoken at length about like what the procedure will be like, that it would take all the teeth from the top of her mouth, that she would be without teeth for a few weeks, and then after that she would get back her teeth. So we had like these long conversations, and I think I probably have some videos that I would have done for WhatsApp purposes, that I could probably share here, but either way, that may not be necessary. The day of the surgery came along, and I was very emotional because like I just could not picture Coreen with no teeth. Like, it was playing with my psyche, and to be honest, I was there and I was thinking, what if I'm making a bad decision and that kind of thing. But of course I did not let anybody know that that's how I was feeling, because bad man bad man do feel these things. Like, why am I being this emotional, this dramatic? Anyways, so the day came along, got her ready. It started off with them saying that they wanted us to reach there for 5:30, then time changed. The time changed to, what time did they tell us come in? For 10. Yeah, I believe for 10. When we got there, there were problems for parking. Didn't have any park for me, so my brother came, he took Coreen out of the car, and he carried her in. All the while, when she was going, she was okay, but when we got to the hospital, she started to throw a tantrum. Hold on. I'm just trying to get some light because I find like it's really dark. Could just be me. And this is the most amount of light I'm gonna get. Hold on. Yes, so I'm back. So she started to throw a tantrum when we actually got to the hospital. And I think like that's when the reality kicked in that um she was there to lose her teeth. So all the while, you know, we had forms to fill out. She had to do a COVID swab. They were waiting for clearance for her in one of the rooms, and they had to clear one of the rooms for her. I did the I I did the extraction for her at medical associate, sorry. Um, so you know, she was in a semi-private room. Um, and in the room now, you know, my brother and I, we were trying to, you know, talk to her and let her know that everything was going to be all right and whatever. She had to change into her gown, and they came and they took her. Now, when they were going to take her, I started to cry. Like my eyes started to well up. I'm just there like why are you crying? It's just a teeth. But I think in the back of my mind, I was thinking like, am I doing what is best? What is in Coreen's best interest? And that is something that I totally always ask myself. Am I doing what is best for Coreen? Am I doing this? Like what is the point of me doing what I am doing? Right? And I don't think, okay, so this is something I'm going to now be transparent about. I don't think people like understand that, okay, so I am judged and I will be judged for the things that I do. And I understand that. I understand that people looking on are going to say, well, she's not giving Coreen good enough care, or she's doing the most, or, you know, like there's never going to be people who would, well, there's never going to be 100% understanding as to why I would do the things that I do for my sister. That said, you know, it's a part of the process of being Coreen's caregiver that I need to accept, because as difficult as it may be sometimes, where you know that somebody is going to have something that is going to be negative to say, that you are able to tune out those negative thoughts or reactions, and know that in your heart of hearts you are definitely doing what is in the best interest for your child, your sister, your relative that needs that surgery. You know, as a caregiver, it could be difficult when you have so many eyes looking on at you and judging you, right? So that said, I became very emotional, thinking, you know, trying to figure out whether I was doing what was in the best interest for Corey. All right, so they took her. We of course weren't allowed into the room, which was fine. Um, they took her. They took her to do her surgery. They told us the surgery may last for about an hour or hour and a half. This is not the shadow I wanted to use, but I actually wanted to use one of these, but whatever. They said it would have lasted an and a half. So then we had to play the waiting game. Now I went downstairs in the lobby to pay the hospital their fee. No, first I went because the hospital and the dentist had different. I had to pay them separately, right? So I had to pay the hospital fee and then I had to pay the dentist fee. Um, I went and I did that, and then I went to my car. I had something to eat, and when I felt like it was closer to the time that they said she would be out, I came out. Um, let me tell you, when Coreen came out, there was, I don't know, there was this feeling, this very heavy feeling that I had, that I experienced, and I can't quite place why I felt it, but I felt it, and I had to say, you know, you have to be strong, Caroline. You have to be strong. You have to be strong. She looked really groggy and out of it, and I remember just messaging a friend of mine saying she's out and she's looking so groggy and whatever, and getting emotional all over again. Like that day, I felt like a real, like, it was a lot. I can't explain why I was so emotional that day, and I've just accepted it for what it is. That I was an emotional wreck, and that it is what it is. I got a new foundation. It's called Hide by Underlining. Want to believe that that's the brand. It's invisible oil free medium full coverage foundation in the shade Espresso. I liked the finish. It was kind of semi-matte. It was a kind of semi-matte finish. Why am I not tying down this hair is another story. Anyways, where did I get to in the story? I would have called my brother to let him know while she was out, and because he as well left to get some things done. So we were both in the room. She was when she started really coming to, she was saying that her belly was hurting. Now I'm sure she was in pain because one, she hadn't eaten since the night before, and anybody who knows Coreen knows that she loves her stomach. Yeah, like that bugger could eat. So she really and truly didn't have anything to eat the night before. She had one sandwich the morning of the surgery, and it was a very light sandwich. She was not allowed to eat anything heavy at all. That was at 6 o'clock. So this is now a little after 1. So I know she was hungry. She was probably hungry. She complained that her belly was hurting and whatever. And then the drama started. She got off, she didn't want the nurse to put in the oxygen. They were fighting her. I told her, it just doesn't make any sense. Is there another way to get the oxygen on? Like, put on a mask. If she so needs the oxygen, use the mask and not the stuff that you stick up in the nose, in the nostril, right? So they eventually decided not to give her any oxygen. They had to take her blood pressure, monitor her blood pressure. Coreen took off that from her hand, right? What else did she do? Um, the only thing she didn't do is take off her access, right? And she got up, she went to the toilet, because by that time, I guess the bed was also very wet. Um, because well, in surgery, if you have to pee, you will, you have no control over your muscle functions, right? So she would have peed on that bed. So the bed was wet. Um, so she got up, she went, she used the toilet, and she started off by looking at herself in the mirror. I'm just there like praying, God, please, just please. She didn't react negatively the first time she saw herself. Um, the doctors came back, they did a review, and they discharged her. They discharged her with the condition that if she drinks apple juice, she'll be fine to go home. Now, she was numb. She was still numbed. So I guess she wasn't feeling. So she was drooling a lot. That in and of itself was very, very difficult for me to see. I'm just there like, why is she drooling so much? But then I remember that when you're numb, like you can't really feel. So you really don't know that you're drooling, right? Anyways, so she drank her apple juice. I was livid with those nurses, because it's like when I got outside, the nurses were standing up, um, playing while I am waiting for them to come give her the apple juice, right? And I'm like, excuse me, um, what time? What time are we going to get the apple juice? She said, the nurse said, she's from India, so there's obviously a communication barrier, right? She said, the dentist said, no, we are waiting on the dentist to come back. I said, there's no need to wait on the dentist to come back. The dentist has already discharged Coreen. It's that you'll have to give her her apple juice. And so after she drinks her apple juice, then if she drinks it and there's no reaction, she gets to go home. They have to check their notes and call back the dentist. So I called back the dentist because I was ready. I was not prepared. I don't like hospitals. Um, and because of that, you're not gonna get me to stay overnight. No. If it's not necessary, no. And if you have already told me that this is going to be the plan, no. So the dentist was like, no, she's free to go once she drinks the apple juice or whatever. So I went back outside, I told the nurses the same thing. They came, they gave her the apple juice, she drank it. So then it was now a waiting game for a ward attendant to come with a wheelchair to bring Coreen down. Okay, so we got the wheelchair proceeded. I had to go get the vehicle while the ward attendant came, held Coreen in the wheelchair. Then when I came back to get Coreen, it's because the ward attendant went back into the room because Coreen's mouth was bleeding. They didn't want to send her because they didn't want anything to happen to her. I said, well, she just had dental surgery, so it's normal for her mouth to bleed. Like it will stop bleeding eventually, but that's part of the process. Anywho, see, so they gave her more gauze, and they started to tell me that she probably was uncomfortable and whatever. And I'm just there like, okay, all right, okay, all right. Cool. They brought her back out, and we left. when we were, I had to pick up some things by Superfarm. I told her, I said, Coreen, I'm coming back. I left her in the car and I went to get the things. I went to get the things inside Superfarm. When I came back, I saw her looking at her reflection in the tablet and she was crying. Like bucket of tears crying. And my heart is now hurting because she's now realized that like the teeth are gone, and I'm just there like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So I began messaging a friend, and he told me, well, Caroline, really and truly, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do. Like, this is part of the process. She's going to be shocked, yes. She's going to wonder, why did you choose to do this? And well, for those of you all who know Coreen she's kind of very vain as well. So she's gonna have a hard time, and you're just gonna have to be there for her in it, right? So while I am having my meltdown because she's melting down, I just started to tell her, Coreen, you're gonna get your new teeth, and when you get your new teeth, nobody can tell you nothing because you're gonna look so good and whatever, and we needed to take all the teeth because your mouth isn't healthy, and you'll be fine, you will look so much better and whatever. And I literally had to start hyping her up now because I guess a part of me too was kind of afraid that, Anyways, so when I started telling her these things now, she stopped crying. And I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus, because I really didn't know what else to do in that instant, in that moment, with her crying. And crying the way she was crying. We got home. Getting her to eat was getting her to drink the fluids because she was on a strict fluid diet for 24 hours. Getting her to drink the fluid, that was drama. And the day after, she ate like mashed potatoes and whatever. And then my girl started to look at herself in the mirror, started to watch her teeth, started to smile, started to, and I felt happy. I felt like what I did was something that was good, right? So much so now she's saying that I have to buy her back her teeth, her front teeth, and all that lovely stuff. So that was essentially my January, filled with trials and tribulations of trying to figure out what is the next best thing to do for Coreen, because like even like finding foods for her to eat was kind of like a challenge. Because she started with fluids, and then we had to figure out what she could eat and what she couldn't eat, if she could eat chicken, if she can't eat chicken, if she rice would have been a definite no, and like all the things that she could not eat. And it was a lot of trial and error. Yesterday she had a review. They took her second set of impressions, and they were impressed. They were impressed at the healing. They were impressed at how calm she was to do the impressions, and they're saying that, you know, they are really hopeful that she is comfortable with putting in the teeth, because this that will come with its own challenges as well, which we know, because dentures are not the most comfortable thing, and it's going to take. Did I not say that I was just gonna do minimal makeup? Anyways, yeah. So yeah, that was my January. Even though it's not quite finished yet, um, this experience has been one of the major experiences for the month for me. Apart from that, I resumed work. And of course, you know, that comes with its pros and cons. I do have a story time for you guys. Really funny story time. So yeah, I'm going to finish doing my eyes, and then I'm gonna come and say goodbye. Yeah, so you'll see me in 2 minutes. Okay guys, so I am ready. Y'all have seen this outfit before. We are going to Jack's to have dinner. She's late as per usual, so I'm sitting here and I'm waiting on a message to say she has left. I have to get a phone card from my aunt and buy snacks for Coreen, and then proceed onwards. So yeah, do have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.